Hey everybody, Natalia here, and I am doing a very different style video today, something that I've never done before, and I'm actually going to do a get ready with me video. I was tagged by the lovely writer Holly Davis to do her original writing routines tag. Now this is a tag that was created by Holly and Emily Bourne. They collaborated together to come up with this tag for us. There are, let me double check, I want to say there are like 10 questions. There are 9 questions that I'm going to be answering for you guys today, just pertaining to my writing routine, how I get in the zone for writing, all kinds of fun stuff. So I'm in the bathroom right now. I'm going to get ready for the day, get ready to film some videos, and I thought that this would be a really funky way to film this tag video. So we are going to do a get ready with me / writing routines tag. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so first things first, I like to put my hair out of my face while I'm doing makeup stuff. I don't do makeup very often. I really only do it when I'm filming videos. When I was in high school, I used to wear a ton of makeup. I'm talking like thick eyeliner, thick eyeshadow, like everything. I would do so much. But now I just really don't like how it feels on my face. And I actually find for some reason that when I wear makeup, I tend to get headaches. I know that sounds strange and I don't know why it is. I don't know if it's because I just don't know. Like my eyes will hurt, my head will start to hurt. So I really don't like to wear makeup very often unless I'm filming videos, which is what I'm doing for you today. Do you stick to an outline when drafting? Yes, absolutely. So I am absolutely a plotter. I am a plotter at heart. I absolutely love plotting. We're going to start this off by putting some lotion on. I have extremely dry skin. I have dry hair. I'm just very dry overall. But yes, I absolutely stick to an outline when I'm drafting. I like to create an entire outline before I ever sit down to draft, to write anything. I am not at all a pantser. I cannot pants because I feel like I don't know what's going to happen with my characters, and I don't like feeling as if I'm writing all these scenes that are just going to get deleted. And I'm writing all these scenes that aren't really taking me anywhere. So that's one of the reasons I like to plot, because I like to know the purpose of every single scene and why I'm writing it. And, you know, when I have an entire outline, sometimes it will change while I'm drafting. So I will stick to that outline, but then I might find that I need to move a couple scenes around, or maybe something doesn't work in the way that I thought it was going to. So if that happens, then I will absolutely just, move my outline around. But in that case, I typically go back to the outline, I redo, whatever I need to on the outline, and then I move forward with drafting. So I very much like to make sure that my entire outline is complete and I know exactly what's going on before I move forward with the drafting phase. This is really interesting. I've never done a get ready with me video before. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to be looking in the viewfinder at you guys. I'm not sure if I should be facing my mirror. And I hope my lighting is okay. This is just what we're gonna work with today. This is fun. I'm having a fun time with this. Okay, so that was the first question. Next, I'm putting on my CC cream. It's just a sheer nude SPF 30, really basic, really clean stuff. Now what is the next question? Next question is, how long do you take to develop characters before drafting? Or do you use the drafting process to get to know your characters? I answered a similar question in my recent 4K Q&A video. I typically will not do character profiles or anything. I used to. I don't anymore because I definitely feel that I get to know my characters best through actually drafting those characters. So that's what I like to do. If I'm looking over here, it's because my mirror is over here and I can't really see myself clearly in my viewfinder. So yes, I definitely get to know my characters through the drafting process rather than doing character profiles, because I used to fill out, 30 question character profiles or 100 question character profiles. But when I would do that, I felt like I was forcing my characters to be the way that I thought they were going to be, or like forcing them to be the way that I wanted them to be, rather than just allowing them to tell me their story. So now, before I start drafting, I'll fill out very basic information, such as, what was that? Such as like height, hair color, eye color, name, just very basic like physical traits, because while I'm drafting, I don't want to forget what that character looks like and write something else. You know, I don't want to say that a character has blue eyes and then forget that and say that they have brown eyes or green eyes in, you know, a later chapter. So I'll fill out a profile just for, you know, physical characteristics. But when it comes to like learning what their hobbies are and learning what their quirks are and their flaws and their strengths, like I definitely learn that through the drafting process, because that for me is the most natural and most organic way to get to know my characters. Okay, the next question is question 3. What gets you in the zone to write? What gets me in the zone to write? I would definitely say routine. Like knowing exactly when I'm going to be writing and how long I have to write, and knowing what scene I'm working on that day. Like that all helps me to get really focused really fast. Of course, if I'm writing a scene that I'm really excited about, such as like an action scene or a scene between the love interests, you know, those are really exciting scenes to write. So those will usually get me kind of pumped up and in the zone to write. But definitely I'd have to say just having my routine and sticking to it, because then I know, you know, okay, I'm definitely going to work today. I'm going to turn on my music. I'm going to have my snacks. I'm going to prepare for my, you know, my writing day. So absolutely just having my writing routine, knowing what that routine is, sticking to that routine, that all helps me get into the zone, because I feel like being in the zone to write is different from being like excited to write, because I can be in the writing zone. I'm like in the mode, you know, but that doesn't mean that I'm like super stoked about what I'm writing. That doesn't mean I'm super pumped up about it or that I love what I'm putting down. That just means that I'm working, I'm making, you know, I'm making progress, I'm focused, all those good things. Next up, I am using a BB cream with SPF 15. And of course, all the things that I'm using today are, you know, cruelty-free, no animal testing, because I ain't about that shit. So, what's the next question we've got here? We are on question number 4 is, what time of day do you write? And do you stick to specific days to write? So what time of day do you write? Always in the morning. That is the best time of day for me. So I'm definitely a morning writer. That is the most productive time of day for me, because when I wake up, I have a lot of energy. I've always been a morning person. I don't like sleeping in. I don't like taking naps. And some of that also goes along with me kind of having anxiety and feeling like if I'm napping or if I'm sleeping in too late, that I'm wasting my day. You know, like I can't stay in bed after, you know, like 8 a.m. at the very latest, because I'm like, oh my God, I'm wasting all these hours. I could be doing something productive. So definitely a morning person. I definitely like writing in the morning, and I'm not currently writing right now. I actually have the proof copy of Song of the Dryad, which the video should be live right now. It should be going live before this one, so you may have already seen that. But I do have the 3rd draft done, and what I'm going to do is read through the entire proof copy, you know, make notes, do one more round of edits, so I'm on the 4th draft, and then I'll feel pretty good about that. But yeah, so I like to work in the mornings. That's my preferred time of day, usually between, I don't know, I want to say like 8 and 11, depending on how many pet sitting clients I have in a day. And then after that, like after I'm done writing in the morning, if I go do pet sitting clients, by the time I get home, my creative well usually feels like it's kind of run dry. So that's when I'll do like client critiques, if I'm doing like working on chapter critiques or outline critiques. What else will I do? I'll do some YouTube stuff if I'm able to. I don't use artificial lighting, like I use natural lighting through the window in my office. So sometimes, depending on the season, and how much light I have in a day, when I get back in the afternoon, I can film videos and do that kind of stuff. But as far as writing goes, I'm absolutely a morning writer, and I only write in the afternoons or evenings if I have to. Like, let's say I'm participating in NaNoWriMo and I'm really behind on my word count and I have a few hours before I go to bed where, usually I would be like playing video games or watching a movie, then I'll definitely write during those hours. But that's just if I'm like really forcing myself and really like pressuring myself to get words down, because usually it's just in the mornings. And then I think the second part of the question was like, are there specific days that you write? Yes, typically it's always Tuesday through Friday, because Greg works Tuesday through Fridays. So it really helps when we have our routine, we get up, eat breakfast, make lunch, he leaves, and then I'm alone in the house until I have to go pet sit. So always Tuesdays through Fridays, because it really helps me to be alone in the house, because then I'm not getting distracted. Because if Greg is around, and he's like watching a movie or exercising or playing a video game, then I tend to get up, walk around, go see what he's doing, talk to him, hang out with him. So it definitely helps just being home alone. So definitely Tuesday through Friday. Often I'll work on Mondays as well. I just usually don't get as much work done on Mondays because, like I said, Greg is usually home from work on Mondays. And then I usually don't write on the weekends unless, again, I'm like pressuring myself, like for NaNoWriMo, or I'm just super excited about what I'm working on and writing, because in that case, I'll like, be energized for it, where usually I'm not super energized to write. Usually it's just forcing yourself to go in and stick to your routine, sit down and actually write. So that was a very long-winded answer for a very simple question. This is so much fun. Okay, hands are washed. I feel like I can continue on with my makeup now. This is where we get to do the eyes and fun things. So question number 5 is, do you always write in the same place / the same room? Typically, yes. I will move around throughout the day if I just feel inspired to sit somewhere else, especially like as the weather warms up and we move into summer. I definitely have a tendency to want to sit outside more often, just because, if it's a gorgeous, beautiful day outside and I've locked myself in my office, that feels pretty gross and I don't like that. But for the most part, again, writing in my office, that's where I write. Writing in there is part of my routine. So sticking to a routine is really important for me. It really helps me to get my work done and to stay focused. So I would definitely say that yes, I usually write in the same place, in the same room that is in my office, across the hall from where we're standing right now. And just sticking to my routine helps me to be really productive and just stay on track. And then the only other tough thing, like again, I do like to write outside, but my laptop is really bad with glare. Like it has such a bad glare. So that kind of sucks because I can't see the screen very well. So now I have to figure out what I'm going to do on my eyes. I don't really like doing much eyeshadow because I feel like it gives me a headache. So what am I going to do? I think I'm just going to do a very light eyeshadow with just some mascara. I think that's what I'm going to go for. So even though I don't like wearing makeup very often, just because, it gives me a headache and it doesn't feel very good to me at the end of the day, I do think it's really, really fun to play with. It's like, it's like you're an artist and you can do anything every single morning with your makeup. And I think that's so much fun. I'm just, I don't like the way it feels. It just feels really heavy and it makes my skin feel gross, and I don't really like that. I like to feel comfortable as much as possible. So let's just do this. All right, question number 6. Do you listen to music during a writing session? Yes and no. I do not listen to music that will distract me, and I do not listen to music that I have to think about. There's a smudge on the camera. So yeah, I will not listen to any music that makes me think about it or reminds me that it's there. So what I like to do is actually turn on instrumental music. While I was writing the, like doing the final draft, or the final draft, well, I was doing the second and third drafts of Song of the Dryad, I was listening to Ori and the Blind Forest. That soundtrack is absolutely beautiful. And I was also listening to the soundtrack for Unraveled, and both of those are indie video games, I believe. I haven't played either one of them, but the soundtracks are just gorgeous. So I will listen to instrumental music, soundtrack, stuff like that. And then I will turn the music on so low, like extremely low, because if the music is too high, it's like my brain can only focus on the music that's playing, and I can't focus on the words that I'm trying to get out of my head. Next up here, I'm going to try to do a little bit of bronzer. We're going to see how this is going to go. So yes, I will listen to very, very quiet instrumental music. I will not listen to any music that has lyrics while I'm writing. But if I am outlining, if I'm outlining or plotting or just seeking inspiration, then I absolutely will listen to all kinds of music, because while I listen to music, I have a tendency to daydream. It can get a little dangerous when I'm driving in the car. But music is where I gather so much inspiration. So if I am not writing, yes, I will listen to instrumental, I will listen to instrumental and lyrics. But if I am actually writing, then I can only listen to very quiet instrumental. Let's try to put bronzer on. I'm gonna crack up when my sister sees this. Ooh, we're gonna see what she has to say about my methods. Oh look, whoa, look at how dark that is. That's crazy. Blend, blend, blend. Look at how dark it is on that side. It's like a clown makeup. Let's just blend it in and see how it looks. That still looks pretty darn dark there, doesn't it? I'm not trying to look like The Walking Dead here. Ooh. Let's just blend with my fingers, shall we? Let's just wipe this away. How's that look? Ooh, that looks better. That looks much better. This is a lot of fun. I hope you guys are having a good time, because I know I am. Question number 7. How long are your typical writing sessions? You guys, this is such a great tag. I'm really enjoying this. How long are my typical writing sessions? Usually 2 to 3 hours, depending on what time I get started in the morning and what time I have to leave for pet sitting. Usually I have to leave the house at like 11 for pet sitting. So if I get started at 9, like 8:30 or 9, then I usually have 2 hours to write. If I don't have any pet sitting for the day, sometimes I'll write literally through the day. Like when I was about to finish the third draft of Song of the Dryad, I was so excited about it that I actually had a full day off from pet sitting, and I wrote for about 7 hours. Like I wrote, I edited, I changed things. So that was a whole full day of writing, which was absolutely amazing. But I usually don't have that much energy to write. I only have that much energy to write when I'm super excited about what I'm writing. But typically I'm going to be doing like 2 to 3 hour writing sessions, 4 to 5 days a week. Next up, we're going to do this Zuzu Luxe Onyx mascara, and this is by Gabriel Cosmetics as well. No animal cruelty, my friends, all vegan, so that's why I'm using this. Now let's go on to the next question while I do this. Next question, do you read back your work or edit your work before writing the next chapter? So the question's asking if I'm like an edit as I go type of writer, and the answer is absolutely not. I do not edit as I go whatsoever. Let me do this. You want me to show you the faces I make while I do this? Ooh, that's kind of cool. Here we go. Here we go. Alrighty, there we go. Can you tell that I have mascara on now? Oh, do I edit as I go? So no, I do not do any editing until I am done with the damn novel. And the reason for this is I feel personally that if I am constantly going back and editing my work, then I'm not able to move forward, so I don't like doing it that way. The only thing I'll do is when I start a new writing session, I will read back, you know, a few hundred words just to see what I was doing and where my train of thought was. But when I'm reading those 100 words, I'm not editing them. Like, if I have a spelling error or a grammatical error, I will go ahead and fix that, but I'm not editing it for developmental stuff. I'm not like changing dialogue and changing setting descriptions. I don't do any of that. I just read over it to remind myself of where I was going and where my head was when I ended the writing session the previous day, and then I will start fresh and just write forward from there. I have never been an edit as you go type writer. I am very much a try to get the first draft done, and then I can go back and do a serious and focused edit. Hey, Mew. Probably just gonna brush my hair out while we talk about this question. What is it? Question number 9, the final question is, what is your average goal for a writing session? Like, do you go by word count, pages written, etc.? But what was the question? So, oh yeah, so like, what is my goal for a writing session? So for NaNoWriMo, it would definitely be, you know, how many words I can write within a session, because I'm writing for a word count. And that's something that I do often just to gauge, like, my process or my progress, I guess you could say. See, I have a little bit of oil up here today, but I'm going to really brush this all through, distribute the oils through my hair, and then just wash my hair tonight with some water. And I like to do tea rinses as well. Anyway, so usually, like, if I'm editing, then I might do, like, my goal would be scenes, like number of scenes edited, or I like to do chapters at a time. So like, can I edit 1 chapter per day? Can I edit 3 chapters a week? So that's usually how I gauge myself there. But for the most part, I am somebody that likes to gauge my progress by word count. I know that some people don't like to do that because they feel like then you're just writing to a word count rather than just writing until you feel like you're done. But I am somebody that, you know, I like goal setting, I like organization, I like just setting these goals for myself, and word count is a really, really easy goal to set for myself. So that's what I like to do. Okay, so I'm going to quickly finish brushing out my hair, and then we will finish off this vlog. Okay guys, so that was it for my writing rituals tag, which was created by Emily Bourne and Holly Davis. Holly, thank you so much again for tagging me. This was so much fun. I know that I put a get ready with me spin on it, but I had a really good time. Plus, I've already filmed a video, and now I'm ready to film a couple more. So I did not do my research on who had been tagged beforehand. So I know that Brooke Passmore has already been tagged. She was somebody that I was thinking of. Jessi, Elliott, and Mandi, Lynn. I don't know if you ladies have been tagged yet, but if not, I tag you. Really looking forward to seeing you. I will probably already have met you by the time this video goes live, so that's super exciting. But I'm going to go ahead and get to filming the rest of my videos for the day, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!